Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Charles Davis. It's time once again to talk college football, and we're going to start today's show with some of the nation's top players. Last season, his team was the national runner-up, and he was third in the Heisman voting. Clemson quarterback Deshaun Watson is back for more in his junior season. Watson was one of college football's breakout stars in 2015. He threw for over 4,100 yards and 35 touchdowns to lead Clemson to an unbeaten regular season and a spot in the national championship game. He's truly fulfilling the promise he showed as an All-American at Gainesville High School in Georgia. As a junior, he led the 120-year-old school to its first ever state championship.
Going into the state championship game, I said, he's going to get a big audience, statewide audience, because it's shown statewide TV, and I said he's going to get a chance to show what he can do in front of a state crowd, and he did.
While Watson has the big arm, the accuracy, and the mobility to get him noticed by colleges, it's his knowledge of the game that separates him from many.
I used to always just go out there and, watch, be a water boy, and, interact with the team. And, I just love every day I'm, watching YouTube highlights from, team guys from Utah, from, Florida or Georgia. So, I'm always watching football every day and, picturing myself making plays, and I guess that just made me a better player.
For Deshaun, the game slows down. His field awareness, what's going on, his control of what's happening on the field, and his control to manage the game, I think is just tremendous qualities that it's just hard to teach. I'm not trying to jinx him or anything, but if he can stay healthy and keep his head on straight and make great decisions, which he's done in high school, who knows where he can go. I think he could be a quarterback in the NFL one day. He's such a good athlete that I think there's a lot of things he could do in pro football.
There's a good chance that Watson will be an NFL quarterback in the next year or two, but not before at least one more big season in Death Valley. Stanford has one Heisman winner in its history. That's Jim Plunkett in 1970, but has been very close to adding many more. A Stanford player has finished as a Heisman runner-up 5 times, including Christian McCaffrey last year. If Christian can somehow improve on his amazing 2015 season, there's a good chance he could be Stanford's second Heisman winner. As a sophomore, he broke Barry Sanders' NCAA record for all-purpose yards with 3,864. He was the first Stanford player to rush for more than 2,000 yards in a season, and he capped off his sophomore campaign with a Rose Bowl record 368 yards of offense and a dominant win over Iowa. The son of former Stanford great Ed McCaffrey, Christian has had the look of a college football star since his early days at Valor Christian High School in Denver. We met Christian back in 2011 when we profiled him and his older brother Max, who is currently in camp with the Oakland Raiders. While Max was Valor Christian's star senior at the time, Christian was quickly becoming a go-to player as a sophomore.
When Christian came in, we tried to really try to hold him back as much as we could, and what we found was it was tough because he kept fighting his way onto the field early.
I definitely felt a lot of pressure. I was always nervous coming in, but with the help of my teammates, they all got me in a comfortable setting to where I could feel comfortable around everyone and play.
McCaffrey has now established himself as one of college football's best players, and he should help Stanford stay near the top of the Pac-12 once again. McCaffrey is one of quite a few impressive running backs in college football this year. LSU's Leonard Fournette is another one. The 6'1", 230-pound back finished third in the nation last season with over 1,900 yards rushing, and his 22 rushing touchdowns ranked 4th in the country. He was a Heisman favorite for a good part of the 2015 season, but his candidacy lost steam when the eventual winner Derrick Henry had a better performance and got the win in their head-to-head matchup. Fournette's rise to college football stardom isn't much of a surprise, as he was the #1 prospect in the country when he came out of high school.
My father always preached to me, don't be a follower, be a leader. When it comes down to business, I'm serious. I want to get better, and I also want my other players to get better. As individuals, I want to see a difference in everybody.
If Fournette can lead LSU to the top of the SEC, there's a very good chance you'll see him in New York for the Heisman ceremony. Florida State's Dalvin Cook is another running back to remember. Despite battling some ankle and shoulder injuries, Cook finished 6th in the nation with almost 1,700 rushing yards, and he scored 20 touchdowns. At Miami Central High School, Cook teamed with current Miami Hurricanes running back Joseph Yerby to form the nation's most talented backfield in 2013.
My best friends are probably speed, and probably the speed back more. I probably just run past you.
If Cook is fully healthy this fall, he could put up some record-breaking numbers. One more name for our early Heisman watch list, UCLA sophomore quarterback Josh Rosen. The former five-star prospect did not disappoint in his first season for the Bruins. He won the starting job and threw for over 3,600 yards and 23 touchdowns. While he has great mechanics and good size, Rosen's mental makeup sets him apart.
I describe myself as a player who can check the box in every physical department, but there's always my X factor of being able to beat someone with my mind and get into the right play and not maybe need to use that 60-yard arm I pride myself on and get someone open by 5-10 yards. So it's just an easy pitch and catch.
We could throw anything we want at him in terms of an offensive scheme, block protections, putting us in the right play, in the right formations, understanding the entire scope of the offense. He's special. He's very special in that regard because of his intellect and the ability that he has to learn the game plan and prepare.
NFL scouts are counting down the days until Rosen can enter the draft, but they're going to have to wait. Rosen will be a player to watch in college football for at least 2 more seasons.